Well now, today we got a little bit something different on the channel. So, as a lot of you know, fitness has become an integral part of my daily life for a solid year now. I'm very focused on weight loss, mass building, overall functional training, and so on. And with that comes trying out different products to see what works best for you with your style workout. And in this video, we're actually going to be going over a very particular training shoe that I've taken quite the liking to. I've been putting it through the ringer for a little over a week now, and today we're going to talk about Project Rock 3 from Under Armour. So stay tuned. So the Project Rock 3, as you can tell, I went with the high-vis yellow colorway. I picked these up at the Under Armour outlet recently for full retail, $140. Does have that thread-borne knit upper. The toe box is a bit on the snug side, which we'll go over in a little bit. But overall, very sleek shoe if you're into this type of colorway, which I am. Does have the tri-base technology, which is rubber all over the place. It does have a natural motion feel, even though not the type of motion feel you'll get from a Nike Free Run per se, which is my normal training shoes, or the Free Run 3.0 trainers and Free Run 5.0 trainers, some older style models. Here it actually does have a nice natural heel to toe feel when walking around the gym doing cardio and such. The overall construction though, the size and fit is what's a little different with this. It is a booty style feel, no chafing, has a nice heel pillow for heel lockdown. There is zero slippage for me when it comes to doing all sorts of different variety of agility drills, running, sprints, anything, leg work. No heel slippage whatsoever. You do have the Project Rock Brahma Bull branding here on the side with this heel cup that goes all the way around. Does help for lateral stability, though I don't do a lot of training that involves a lot of lateral movements, medial and lateral, side to side, so I don't really need to worry about too much on lockdown on the medial and lateral side, though it does have a very snug feel. They do have what you would consider a flywire type of technology going on here in the lacing system with these additional straps. There's some heavier built material on the medial and lateral side for that extra texturing to really help lock the foot down in place. Now with the sizing and fit on these is what's a little bit different. So you'll notice here on the toe box, it's very narrow, very close fit. So I'm normally an 8.5 to 9. 9 usually in Nike training shoes, 8.5 in Under Armour, and here my toe is at the very end. I mean at the very end. Now with the different type of agility drills I do and stuff like that, boxing drills, it doesn't seem to be a problem. I have no problem with it bunching or stubbing my toe or anything. It actually, I might go out on a limb and say this is the absolute best fitting pair of shoes I have. And I have about 80 or so pairs of shoes, from casual to dress to fitness to basketball shoes to you name it. So honestly, I was quite surprised because I've heard that these were a little bit snugger than your true to size. So let's say you're normally a 9. This will be a very snug 9 for you. So I say definitely try these on. Go to Under Armour, go to a place that sells the Project Rock, and try them on for yourself because these do run very, very snug. Now, the hover technology, their midsole. So what's nice about this is it actually has enough responsiveness, enough stepping comfort at the same time. It's pretty well balanced, while not something that is a hardcore lifter, which we'll get into Olympic and power lifters in a second. You're not really going to want to touch this type of shoe because there's a pretty high offset heel to toe drop. You're not as close to the ground. You're not going to get as much feel, but as far as overall comfort and responsiveness, the hover does do the job. It is housed within an EVA foam housing carrier, which is what the black area is, and all the white area with the mesh is the Under Armour hover midsole. So like I was saying, in regards to Olympic lifters and power lifters, you're probably not going to want to mess with this. But I will say under deadlifts, leg days with leg press, squats, different things, I did put it through that. And if you're not lifting crazy heavy weight, like you're not looking for PRs, personal records and stuff like that, 1 and 2 rep maxes, over 400 pounds, you're going to be just fine. There will not be any stability issues. I didn't find that I ever once noticed any heavy compression to where I felt a little slip or a little instability in my foot. It never became a conscious thing for me, even though I was keeping the shoe conscious in my mind for over a week and about 6 workouts now, to really see what the shoe was going to do under different situations. And when it came to the heavier lifts, the Olympic style lifts, I didn't really have any issue. Granted, the heaviest I deadlifted was 5 reps at 375 pounds, I believe is what it was. I did 5 reps with this shoe. Didn't notice any issues whatsoever. For you Olympic, like I said before, Olympic lifters, power lifters are probably not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole because it's not really designed for this. This is more of a CrossFit, cross-training type of shoe versus a hardcore lifting shoe. So if that's the style workout that you traditionally do, you might want to steer clear of these. But if you do more, you know, working sets type of thing like I do, where you're doing everything 5-6 reps on up to 10-15 reps in a working set, this shoe would be just fine. Now when it comes to functional agility, a bunch of cross-training cardio, short distance light runs, stuff like that, a lot of things that I incorporate 1 to 2 days a week are, in my instance, low intensity, high incline cardio or short sprints on the treadmill and things like that. Sled pushes, sled pulls, box jumps. They were a bit springy, I have to say. My foot felt locked in. I never once had, like I said before, I never had to be conscious of the shoe, even though I was trying to be. It never gave me any tweaking movement where my foot would roll over the material, my heel would slip in any way, my toe would nudge at the end by the rubber for the outsole. I never had any real issues whatsoever to complain about. As far as doing functional and agility type training, they felt springy, bouncy without being too soft and squishy at the same time, like maybe an Adidas Boost midsole would be. That's a little too soft. Even though they do have a really good energy rebound, I found the responsiveness to be a bit better in the hover technology versus something like the Adidas Boost, because I do have some Adidas Energy Boosts that which are traditionally running shoes, but I do like to use those from time to time. But those are much more squishy step-in comfort, where there is a slight firmness here that's really good for the responsiveness that you would want with these types of workouts. So if you're more into the CrossFit style workouts, you're more into agility training, functional training, where you do have some lateral movement, you do have a lot of straightforward full body workouts where you really get your hips, your legs, your calves, you're on your toes a lot. This is actually a very good shoe for that. Is it the best shoe? Probably not. But from an all-around standpoint, I think if that's the focus of your workouts, I think you'll really enjoy this shoe, because it's one that you can get through all of those different types of workouts, then walk right out the gym and go on about your day, because it does have all day walking around comfort. Speaking of everyday comfort, I mean, you can really wear any shoe. If you're focused on bodybuilding style workouts, which is a majority of my types of workouts, where you're on, which is most of my week anyways. I do incorporate a little bit of everything, but it's one of those things when you're on benches, you're on machines, you're working cables, you're not really, it doesn't matter what shoe you're wearing, honestly, in those situations. I mean, I've seen guys work out in sandals. I would not advise doing that, but I've seen guys do it over the years, and it's one of those things that it's just comfortable, it's enjoyable, it looks nice on my foot. I love the way they feel. They're snug, but still very comfortable. The breathability is there. My foot never once got hot under stress with these. So when you're doing your standard workouts and stuff like that, you're hitting the cables, you're doing shoulder presses, side lateral raises, you're benching, you're doing tricep rope, all these different things, doing dips, it really doesn't factor in, to be completely honest with you. It's one of those things where you can wear just about any shoe when you're doing standard bodybuilding, casual lifting, things like that, where you're going to be on benches, you're going to be using cables, you're going to be on different machines, whether it be hammer strength, lifestyle, whatever. It's not really going to factor in. So the main key talking points for this was more about for you Olympic and power lifters and those of you that like to do functional CrossFit and agility drills. That's where the tests really came down to it for me. But as far as your everyday workouts, I mean, it does absolutely perfectly fine. It checks all the boxes. You're not going to slip doing anything because you're not really running around. The biggest thing for me was with the bodybuilding style workouts was leg day. That was actually the first day that I started putting these to the test and started a break-in period actually on them, was on leg day, which did help to speed the process up. But with it being a knit material, it broke in rather fast. So that's where I really learned the heel to toe flexibility here is actually better than you would think when you look at it. Doing standing calf raises, seated calf raises, leg press, hack squat, barbell squats, front squats. I tried a variety of leg movements and I never once felt any stability issues. I never felt like I picked the wrong shoe to do leg day because I'm not doing absolute wrap my knees, have to, grit my teeth, put a mouthpiece in because I'm gritting my teeth so hard types of reps. I'm not trying to push 1,000 pounds on leg press. Those days are far from over. I'm trying to do working sets. And when you're doing those types of leg workouts, this shoe will be just fine. In closing, I know it's not the newest model. I know the Project Rock 4 is out at the recording of this video. I do plan on getting those pretty soon. I've got my eyes on the blue ones, actually, the blue, white, and black. I do like the upgrades on that, but I enjoy the way these feel, the way these look, the way these perform so much. I actually think I'm going to get at least one more colorway of these because these shoes are just that damn enjoyable. They are on the higher price side of what is really acceptable, to be completely honest with you, when it comes to a training shoe. $140 USD, you're paying for that Brahma Bull logo. It's Dwayne Johnson's signature shoe. It's the Rock signature shoe. You have to expect to pay a bit more. You do have a lot of Under Armour technologies that you can get in a $100 to $120 Under Armour shoe that are in this shoe and even in the newer one. Don't get me wrong. You're paying a premium for the Brahma Bull, for it to say blood, sweat, respect on the back, and so on, which I'm willing to do. Lifelong The Rock fan. I mean, let's be honest here. You're not buying The Rock signature line if you're not a fan of The Rock. And if you can find it justifiable, then by all means go with it. There are better options overall for lifting, especially if you're doing more powerlifting style stuff. You deadlift, you squat, you power clean, you hang clean. You do all of these Olympic style lifts a bit more. There are much better options out there than this that are much more to the floor. You get much more feel, and they really can take any and all weight. You can go super heavy beyond the 400-pound mark for deadlifts and squats and things like that, and you won't have any issues. Whereas I think once you get above the 400 or so pound range with those types of lifts, I think you'll start to have a bit of stability issues. But overall, a great shoe if you do the types of workouts that I do, which we covered in the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate everybody that did watch this video. This is a bit different from my usual reviews on this channel. I have done a few watch videos. I predominantly cover fragrances, but I want to expand into all the things that interest me that I do have knowledge of. And this was just the first of potentially many more training shoe videos. Like I said before, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Sound off in the comments if you want to see more content like this. And until next time, guys, y'all have a good one.